One of the key questions in gentle bioenergetics that I've learned along the way is asking people, are you aware of how you stop yourself? Instead of telling people what they need to do or telling people the right way to do something, it's exploring it from the standpoint of how do you stop yourself from getting what you want? And instead of having a prescription of how they ought to do things right. And it's a way that as they learn how they stop themselves, then they also become their own therapist in figuring out how they can do it differently in their life, which has become a very important part of the process. There are many ways people stop themselves. One of the ways is they impede the flow of their life energy in some way. Life energy in gentle bioenergetics is that which gives us life. It's seen as what comes from God. It's the source of our life. It's life energy. And that life energy has some characteristics. It streams through the body. And we can experience that streaming through our body through tingling or the flow of heat or pulsation that runs through. One little girl described it as like trucks driving up and down our body, cars. That life energy also pulsates, expanding and contracting. And the way we experience that is through the flow of emotion. And expansion is the flow of joy and pleasure and anger. It's outward movement, color, heat, sound, and contraction, sadness, fear, pain, pulling inside. And none of those are good or bad. We don't talk about good and bad feelings or positive, negative feelings in gentle bioenergetics. They're all important to experience in life. In fact, health may be the capacity to experience everything and to stand it. And the life energy also charges and discharges. Reich studied this in the function of the sexual orgasm, that their tension developed. You increased it by charging it through touching, kissing, sexual intercourse, and then it reached the zenith and was discharged in the orgasmic response until somebody reached a point of harmony. Now, what happens in life is people experience trauma and they develop protective systems that impede this flow of life energy. The pulsation stops. The charge-discharge is impeded. And the streaming is blocked in some way. And Eva talked about observing very clearly by watching closely how the person does this. And if one can help them to identify how they're stopping the flow of life energy, one can help them to restore health. And they may do it by muscle tightness, by splitting off from their eyes so they don't show their emotions in their eyes. Or they can do it by controlling their breathing. We never teach right breathing. Eva believed that if somebody begins to allow the energy to flow naturally, the breathing will be natural, like a baby's breathing. And it can be in the energy field where we pull way inside, or we become very still. Somewhere we learn to be still. There's a story there, there's a tension there. And as we work with people, it's helping people to understand how they can do things differently. And that's basically all therapy is learning that there's other options of doing things in life than we are currently, and that can lead to health. In fact, Eva's concept of gentle bioenergetics, the whole goal is simply to restore the natural flow of life energy. And then everything else will take care of itself. It's like getting a little hole in the dam, and the water flows out, the energy flows out, and our life changes. And it's always amazing to me when I work with people And I go away, and I may not see them for 3 months, 6 months, and I come back, and the amazing changes that have happened in their lives simply because somewhere we got one little hole in that dam that had blocked the energetic flow.